Ever get that feeling? Like you're really vibing with a brand. And
Yep.
I don't just mean like you like their stuff, but like deeper.
You're talking about that sense of belonging.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're kind of part of something, like a shared story or something. That's what we're diving into today, this whole idea of brand customer unity.
It's kind of wild when you stop and think about it. It's like, gone are the days of just simple transactions, right? Now brands are trying to connect with customers on a whole other level.
Totally. And for businesses, figuring out this whole unity thing, I mean, that's got to be a game changer.
Oh, for sure. Like
That's
understanding how it works, why it works, that's where the real magic happens. And you know what? That's exactly what we're going to do today.
awesome. So for this deep dive, we're using this article called Unity, creating shared identity between brand and customer. It was written by Mohammed Tufekkepan. It came out on March 9th, 2025. You can find it on e-commerce psychology.
Yeah, and we're going to break it all down for you. The big ideas, the surprising stuff, and most importantly, how you can actually use this stuff. We're going to keep it super practical, no jargon overload. And hey, this deep dive is powered by Growth Suite. You know, Growth Suite helps you run those smart discount campaigns on your store.
Oh yeah, Growth Suite is awesome. You can test it out for free on your Shopify store. Just head over to the Shopify App Store and you're good to go.
Exactly. All right, so let's get down to business. What exactly are we talking about when we say brand customer unity? Like, what does that even look like in the real world?
I mean, it sounds kind of warm and fuzzy, but like, is there any actual substance to it?
Oh, there's a ton of substance. I mean, it's way more than just, some feel-good marketing fluff. At its core, we're talking about a super deep connection. It's when a brand and its customers really feel like they're part of the same gang, the same tribe. It's way beyond just I'm selling, you're buying. It's about real, genuine emotional ties. Think about it, like back in the day, marketing was all about the transaction. You make a product, someone buys it, end of story. But now it's all about building relationships, real authentic connections that go way beyond just that one-time purchase.
And like, does that actually translate into anything tangible for businesses?
Oh, absolutely. Big time. I mean, first off, the financial impact is huge. When customers feel like they belong, they spend more, they become repeat customers, they're loyal. But it goes even deeper than that. On a psychological level, this unity thing, it taps into this basic human need, that need for connection, feeling like you're part of a group, like you're understood, like you belong somewhere. That's what turns casual customers into, like hardcore fans, people who go out there and sing your praises.
Makes sense. Everyone wants to feel like they're part of something bigger, right?
Yeah.
This whole belonging effect you mentioned earlier, is that a big deal in how people make decisions about what to buy?
It's massive. It's not just some like nice to have thing. Belonging is like hardwired into us. And it can totally override other factors when we're deciding what to buy. I mean, sometimes it even outweighs stuff like product features or price. Crazy, right? But when we connect with a brand's values or when it feels like it represents our people, that's when the magic happens.
So it's kind of like, these are my people, this is their brand.
Exactly. And that feeling, it translates into some serious brand advocacy. When a customer feels like they're part of the family, they're going to tell everyone about it. They become like walking, talking billboards.
Okay, so we know what brand customer unity is, why it matters, but why does it actually happen? Like, what makes people connect with brands on this level?
All right, so there's some really fascinating theories behind all of this. First up, social identity theory.
Now that sounds fancy. Break it down for us.
Okay, so basically this theory says that part of how we see ourselves is defined by the groups we belong to. It's like we categorize ourselves, right? And when someone really connects with a brand, they kind of put that brand into their in-group, the group they identify with. So naturally, they'll favor that brand, be loyal to it, and there's this whole social categorization thing going on. It's like we label ourselves, and the brands we use are part of that label.
So the brands I choose, they're like a reflection of me, or at least how I want to be seen.
Bingo. And that brings us to the next theory, the self-congruity theory.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
This one's all about how well a customer's self-image matches up with the image of brand projects. Like, let's say you see yourself as someone who's really eco-conscious,
Yeah.
right? You're going to be drawn to brands that are all about sustainability. They just click with you.
Makes sense. So it's not just about who I am now, but also who I want to be.
Exactly. And that's where symbolic consumption comes in, the stuff we buy. It's a way of expressing ourselves. Like, think about someone who buys a certain brand of outdoor gear. They're not just buying a jacket, they're buying into a whole identity. Like, I'm adventurous, I'm outdoorsy. The better the match between our self-image and the brand's image, the stronger the loyalty.
Okay, so we've got this individual level connection with self-congruity theory and then the group connection with social identity theory. Is there anything else?
Oh, yeah, there's one more piece of the puzzle. Brand community theory.
So this is taking the whole shared identity thing to like a community level.
Exactly. Brand communities, it's like people coming together because they're all into the same brand. They share experiences, they create their own little traditions, even inside jokes. And that just strengthens their bond with each other and with the brand.
So it's like, I like this brand, you like this brand, let's hang out.
Pretty much. The article talks about this journey people go through in these communities. They start as casual observers, just checking things out, then they get more involved, and eventually they become like full-fledged members. And that's when their loyalty really solidifies. They become true advocates.
And it's pretty cool. It's like the stronger the community, the more powerful it becomes, which then makes the connection even stronger. Okay, so we've covered the theories. Now let's talk about the psychology behind it all. Like, how does this unity thing actually develop in someone's mind?
Right. So how do we go from just noticing a brand to feeling like we're like besties with it? Well, the article breaks down the process into a few key stages. It all starts with that initial attraction, like when you first become aware of a brand. Then comes the identity exploration phase. It's like you're checking it out, seeing if it aligns with your values, your style. If it's a good fit, you move into the integration phase. This is where the brand really starts to become part of how you see yourself. And finally, there's the long-term maintenance phase. This is all about staying connected through engagement, loyalty programs, community involvement.
It's like a relationship, right? It takes
It's
time to build and nurture.
Totally. And those shared values we were talking about earlier, they're super important in that whole evaluation process. Brands need to figure out what they stand for and then communicate it clearly. And I mean, really walk the walk, not just talk the talk, you know.
Actions speak louder than words, right?
100%. And let's not forget about the power of emotions. They play a huge role in building brand loyalty.
Absolutely. Like emotions are powerful, right?
Super powerful. Think about those like really memorable experiences you've had with brands. Maybe it was an awesome event or a story that really touched you. Those positive emotions get linked to the brand in your memory. They make a lasting impression.
I'm starting to see how this all fits together. So it's not just about selling a product. It's about creating an experience, that emotion.
Right. And that's where community building comes in. Creating a space where all those emotions, those shared experiences, can flourish.
Okay, let's talk about communities. Like, how can brands build a thriving community around their brand?
There are a bunch of different ways to go about it. You've got physical communities like those local meetups or brand-sponsored clubs. And then there's the digital world with online forums, social media groups, stuff like that. And more, we're seeing these cool hybrid models combining both online and offline elements.
It's like giving people a space to connect, both virtually and in real life.
Exactly. And within these communities, people naturally take on different roles. You've got your moderators who keep things running smoothly, your content creators who share their experiences, and your brand ambassadors who are like the ultimate fans, spreading the good word. And as all this interaction happens, their individual identities kind of start to merge with the group identity.
It's like that sense of belonging we were talking about before, but amplified, right?
Totally. Now, when it comes to creating these spaces, it's a balancing act. Brands need to give the community room to breathe, to evolve organically, but they also got to provide some guidance, some structure. It's all about fostering a welcoming, inclusive environment where people feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and ideas.
It's like being a gardener, right? You create the right conditions and then let the plants grow.
Yeah.
Now, what about content? What role does content play in all of this?
Content is huge. Think about user-generated content, or UGC. That's pure gold. People love to share their experiences, their creations, and when brands recognize that, celebrate it, it strengthens that feeling of belonging. And then there's co-creation, which takes things to a whole other level.
Co-creation. Tell me more about that.
It's like actually involving customers in the process of creating new products or services. It could be anything from getting their feedback on designs to having them participate in beta testing. It makes people feel like they're a real part of the brand's journey.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the why and the how of brand customer unity. Now let's get practical. What are some concrete steps brands can take to actually build this unity?
Right, so let's translate all this theory into action. First and foremost, live your values. Don't just talk about them, embody them in everything you do, from how you source your materials to how you treat your employees.
Authenticity is key, right?
Totally. Next, create memorable experiences. Think about those moments that will really stick with people. Events, workshops, challenges, both online and offline. Make people feel excited to be a part of your brand.
Give them something to talk about, to share.
Exactly. Another key step is fostering real, authentic dialogue. Create spaces where people can ask questions, give feedback, even voice their concerns. And listen to what they're saying. Respond genuinely. Be transparent.
It's all about building trust, right?
Absolutely. And lastly, don't forget to celebrate your community. Recognize the people who are contributing, who are spreading the love. A shout out on social media, a personalized message, a small gift. Those little gestures can go a long way.
Great advice.
Yeah,
So how do brands know if they're doing this right? What are the signs that this unity thing is actually working?
you got to measure it right. There are a bunch of key performance indicators, ways to assess the economic impact, and different research methods you can use.
Okay, let's break that down. What are some of the key things brands should be looking at?
One big one is psychological ownership. How much do customers feel like the brand is theirs? That's a strong indicator of unity. Also, keep an eye on engagement levels in your community platforms. Are people actively participating in discussions? Creating content? That's a good sign. And of course, track brand advocacy levels. Are people recommending your brand to others? Talking about you positively online? That's gold.
So it's not just about the numbers, it's about the quality of the interaction, right?
Exactly. And on the financial side, compare spending habits. Do people who are active in your community spend more? Do they stick around longer? Look at customer lifetime value. That's a great indicator of long-term success. And don't forget, loyal customers are your best marketers. They spread the word for free.
It's like word-of-mouth marketing on steroids.
You got it. And when it comes to research, there are a few things you can do. Surveys are good for getting a general sense of how people perceive your brand and its values. But if you want to really dig deep, get those rich insights into the emotional connections, you got to go for qualitative methods like in-depth interviews, focus groups, and social network analysis can be super helpful for understanding how relationships are forming within your community.
So it's about using the right tools for the job. Now let's talk about real-world examples. What are some brands that are absolutely killing it in the Unity department?
There are tons of great examples out there. Like in the tech world, Apple is a classic example. They've built this incredible ecosystem that makes people feel like they're part of something special, something exclusive.
And they're known for their loyal fan base, right?
Oh, yeah, big time. And then you've got the gaming world, where developers and players often have this super tight-knit relationship. They collaborate, they give feedback. It's a two-way street.
Makes sense. Gamers are passionate, they want to be heard, and when brands listen, it creates that loyalty. What about those brands that are built around, like, lifestyles or values?
Oh, yeah, there are tons of those. Fitness brands, wellness brands, they often create these really strong communities around shared goals, like getting healthy or staying fit. And sustainability brands are another great example. They bring people together who care about the environment. It's about finding that common ground, that shared passion. And then you've got the luxury brands creating these exclusive experiences that make people feel like they're part of an elite club.
So it's not just about the product, it's about the experience, the feeling of belonging to something bigger.
Exactly. And you know what's really cool? Even small local businesses can create this kind of unity. They have this advantage of being able to build those really personal connections with their customers.
Makes sense. It's easier to be personal when you're smaller.
Right. But as they grow, they got to make sure they hold on to that personal touch, that authenticity. That's what keeps people coming back.
Okay, so no matter the size, no matter the industry, it's all about building those genuine connections. Now, let's be real. This whole unity thing, it's not always easy, right? There are challenges.
For sure, it's not all sunshine and roses. There are definitely things brands need to watch out for.
Like what? What are some of the biggest potential pitfalls?
Well, first off, staying authentic is crucial. You can't fake this stuff. People can smell a phony a mile away. Your actions have to match your words.
Right. Like if you say you're all about sustainability, but then you're caught doing something shady, that's going to backfire big time.
Huge backfire. And then there's the whole inclusivity and diversity thing. You got to make sure everyone feels welcome, safe, respected.
It's about building a community that's open to everyone, right?
Exactly. You can't build unity by excluding people. Now, looking ahead, technology is going to play a huge role in shaping the future of brand-customer unity.
What kind of tech advancements do you see having the biggest impact?
I think we'll see more and more immersive experiences using VR and AR. Imagine, like, virtual brand events where community members can interact in real time no matter where they are in the world. And AI is going to be huge, helping to personalize the experience, tailoring content and recommendations, but in a way that still fosters that sense of community.
It's like personalized yet still connected.
Right. And blockchain. That could be a game changer, giving community members a real ownership stake in the brand. And the way we interact with technology is changing too. Voice control, gesture control, who knows what's next. But brands need to stay ahead of the curve.
It's all about adapting, evolving with the times. And what about the people, the customers? How are their expectations changing?
Well, younger generations, they're all about values. They want to buy from brands that align with their beliefs. And they're not just passively consuming. They want to be involved. They want to co-create.
So brands need to be more than just sellers. They need to be partners, collaborators.
Totally. And global brands, they've got to get good at localizing their message, connecting with people on a more personal level. It's about finding that balance between global reach and local relevance.
That's a lot to juggle, but it sounds like brand customer unity is more than just a trend. It's a fundamental shift in how businesses operate.
I think so too. It's not just about marketing anymore. It's about integrating this unity mindset into every aspect of the business. Product development, customer service, even employee culture.
It's like weaving it into the very fabric of the company. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave everyone with this thought. Think about how you can cultivate that deeper sense of shared identity with your customers.
Yeah.
How can you move beyond just transactions and build a real community around what you offer? What might happen if you really prioritize those authentic connections? This deep dive was powered by Growth Suite. Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store.
Yeah, Growth Suite is awesome.
You can test it out for free on your Shopify store. Just head over to the Shopify App Store and give it a shot.